Hey Louis, what can a day like this with wins in that fashion do for this team?
I mean, they're special. I mean, I'll tell you what, Steve. This is our first walk off of the season, and I was wondering with all the protocols and distancing, everything, how the guys were going to react, and it was really exciting. Obviously, the guys were. I mean, there's some things that right there they couldn't avoid, but we did our best. It was really exciting to see, and obviously the first game coming from behind as well. A lot of guys just putting clutch good at bats there. After not having such clutch at bats early in the game, like for example Pete's. So very exciting. I'm glad this guy's fight, and that's this out there is the evidence. I mean, the both games these guys just stay in, and they stay locked in, and regardless of not getting results early in the game, first at bat, second at bat, I mean, they stay in it, and they showed it there. And then first batter that last inning, just grinding it, and Rosin getting his pitch and being able to drive it.
Do you think it's important that the guys that got the hits today, Pete and Ahmed, were guys that had been struggling, but in order for you guys to succeed, need to be really important pieces?
Definitely. I mean, we know what they can do. You guys saw that Amed last year. Not first half. Battling and learning some things. Second half, he did a great job just learning a lot of things and adopting a lot of things to his routine in order to get prepared for the game and getting more quality at bats. He's on a search right now. He's doing the same thing, and big at back for him. I think this is great. We're glad to see it. And with Pete having the same thing, he's just first to at bat of the first game. And then going into that third inning, that clutch at bat against Green, which I talked in between games, that was also unbelievable. I mean, those two start getting hot like they can, and along with the other guys that are swinging the bat good, and we can score more runs for sure.
I know it's been a strange year, and we're all seeing things we've never seen before. What was it like to celebrate a walk-off win in Yankee Stadium?
It was really exciting. I mean, it was really exciting just seeing the ball off the bat, and then just and obviously like talking about Rosie, didn't start this game, and he's on a search, and then I was looking forward to it because I wanted to see the guys' reaction. I mean, they were excited. I mean, they're having a blast in there right now, and and once they're done, we had to stop quickly and come back to regroup, and we have a 9-inning game against the Yankees tomorrow again, but. It's definitely very exciting, and the guys did a good job celebrating as well and making sure that they didn't go the same way they've done it in the past. But we celebrated and we had fun after the game.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
I was going to ask a similar question to Steve's last one, Louis. Just how strange is it? I mean, a walk-off is something that happens at home, and you guys are not at home, so kind of have that celebration.
It's different. But I mean, once the game started, I mean, we're in the Grays and we're in Yankee Stadium. But once the game started, you get locked in, and you're the home team, and that's how the game was managed. That's how the guys were playing the game. So there wasn't anything strange in the excitement that we had when it happened when Rosie hit that ball. So similar feeling, nothing like saying that it's more special. But definitely once the game started, it just became normal that we were the home team.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Dave Lennon.
Hey Louis, just how do you explain kind of the emotional swing that you guys have had the past couple of days? I mean, you had the big night last night, and now you come into this. I mean, that's. Has there anything been like it the past couple of days going through that type of stuff?
It's been special just going back to day before yesterday, and just once again we're gonna say we're just listening to Dom's emotions and and his opinion and everything. And yesterday, a lot of the guys also sharing their opinion in the clubhouse and what both teams did on the field. I mean, it was definitely something special. And then for the guys to show up tonight and play, I mean, for me, it just shows that, we're every day we're just regrouping, and we're coming to do what we have to do for that day. And then today we came in to play 2 games, and focus on the first game. Even though we were down, the guys stayed in the game. Then second game happened about the same thing. So I think that's one of the things that we talk about as a team, is just that we gotta just disconnect from one day to another, and I think every day we just come in and we want to do our best, and that's the message to the guys. And whether it's a loss or it's wins or it's 2 wins like it was tonight, we gotta show up tomorrow and give our best again.
You guys have had some up and downs already, Louis. What was it like as a manager to see your guys having fun like that out there after 2 big wins?
No, it was great. It's great. I'm excited for them, and they're having fun. We're having fun every day, and those were one of the question marks. Going into the season, with all the protocols and how different things are right now. Those were some challenges that I was foreseeing, but just to see the guys being able to navigate through those and still have fun. I mean, today happened again. I mean, I'm glad they're having fun. I'm having fun with them. So, we get to get some rest. We have quick turnaround tomorrow for a 1:00 game against against the Yankees.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Justin Toscano.
Hey, Louis, you've praised this lineup a lot, going back to like even the first spring training. For things to not be looking great and for you guys to, in an instant, kind of steal these victories, what do you think you proved today?
Well, that these guys fight, and they cheer for each other, no matter how an inning goes, no matter how someone's doing in the game. McNeil is one example today. You guys know how hot McNeil gets when he doesn't get a result, and he was able to stay in the game. And next thing you know, you're facing our oldest Chapman in the last inning, and what an at bat! I mean, just to lead the way in that 7th inning, then Billy to come in and run, and then Amed with the big at bat. But it just shows, that's just one example, but I think everyone was just locked in until the end, and that's what these guys do. They fight. They can, maybe you can go through the order and the guys not be successful or not connect, good at bat after another, but like this guys stay in it and they communicate, they talk, and I think they pick up each other very well, and they coach each other throughout the game, and that really helps that fight, towards the end of the game, that the guys are always pushing.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Rich Pitino.
Well, when you have 2 come-behind wins like this, a lot of focus is on the offense, and rightfully so. But can you talk about what your bullpen did in these 2 games, scoreless inning after scoreless inning, really buying time for your team to come back and win the games?
Our bullpen? You mean like how they're performing tonight?
What your bullpen did today, the scoreless innings in both games that allowed your team to come back and win, and how your bullpen's developed in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
It's a great sign. We want to build off of it. We want to see some consistency. The guys, they threw the ball well. Even though Familia had some adversity again, walked the leadoff batter, he was able to regroup, come back, found the zone, found his rhythm, and get through that inning. But they threw the ball well, and we want to build off of this. You guys know that Lugo is not in our starting rotation. He was a big part of our bullpen. He's not there, and these guys are stepping up, and they're doing a great job throwing the ball in the bullpen, and we trust them, like I said in the past. So we want to see that. We want to see the guys just building up of a day like this, or the 2 games that we had today, and just keep throwing the ball well, because we do trust them, and they're gonna make big outs like they did tonight for us.
Thanks.
Next question comes from Disha Dozar.
Hey, Louis, are you guys ready to announce who's starting tomorrow?
Yes, and yeah, I'm sorry. We're just talking before coming here. Robert G. Salmon is going to start the game for us tomorrow.
What went into that decision?
Well, he's been part of the rotation for what is it now? The last 2 weeks, and we still working on stretching him out. He's had longer bullpens that will put him in a higher pitch count. I can share that tomorrow with you guys. And yeah, I mean, when I share that with you guys tomorrow, you guys will know what its pitch count or some range will be.
Louis, thank you very much for your time this evening.
Sure. Have a good night. See you guys.
Mentira, mentira.
Ahmed, congratulations. Your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Ahmed, first of all, can you just take us through your thought process going into that spot, pinch hitting against one of the top relievers in the game? What was your plan? What were you trying to do? What were you looking for?
Primeramente, ¿cuál fue tu mentalidad cuando tú fuiste para ese turno y encontrar un pitcher como Chapman?
Bueno, si te soy sincero, en realidad yo lo que fue tan concentrado que yo lo que iba a tratar de llevar la bola para el otro lado, o sea, para right field. ¿Tú me entiendes? O tratar de mover el corredor, como era un corredor rápido, o si era ahí, para que anotara.
To be honest, the only thing that was on my mind at that moment, being against Chapman, was to let the ball get in deep enough to hit it to right field. Because since Billy's at second, I figured either he could get to third, or since he's so fast, he can also score at that point.
All right, so you're thinking about going the opposite way when you see that pitch hanging there. In that moment, how are you able to change and turn on it the way you did?
Tú le quieres dar la bola en right field, pero cuando tú ves una bola que se queda ahí medio a medio, ¿qué tú estás pensando?
Bueno, como yo te digo, yo en ese turno fui a buscar una recta, ¿tú me entiendes? Y da la casualidad que el picheo que saqué fue un slider. O sea, creo que fui demasiado concentrado, entonces creo que por eso pude hacer el ajuste en ese momento.
What can I really say? I went into that at bat looking for a fastball, and I just happened to get a slider, and I was so focused in that at bat at that point that I was able to make the right adjustment, and I was able to hit the home run.
I mean, it's no secret that it's been a struggle for you offensively so far this season. Just to have a moment like that, how big is that? How much of a weight off your shoulders is that?
No es un secreto que te ha ido un poco difícil este año. ¿Cómo se siente un momento así para tener un momento tan grande?
Bueno, me siento bastante bien, tú me entiendes. Creo que la confianza la he venido cogiendo poquito a poquito. Yo sé que es bastante duro, pero hay que saber salir de esos malos momentos. Creo que aunque la tormenta sea larga, algún día tiene que volver a salir el sol.
Yeah, I think this year it's been tough, but my confidence has been growing little by little, and it's one of those days where I just keep coming into the ballpark and I continue to work. And it's like I always say, the storm can be long, but eventually it's gonna end and the sun will come up. So that's how I feel about it.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Ahmed, it looks like your teammates were going nuts. What was the celebration like, especially doing this in somebody else's stadium?
Se parece que los compañeros estaban locos ahí en ese momento. ¿Cómo fue esa celebración y más aquí en un parque de otro equipo?
Bueno, si te soy sincero, yo hasta me había olvidado de que nosotros éramos un club en ese momento. ¿Tú me entiendes? Cuando yo voy corriendo a la base, que veo que los jugadores se van moviendo al home, digo, oh, shit, pero ganamos. Entonces se siente bastante bien y el apoyo de los compañeros que siempre han estado ahí dándome la confianza.
Yeah, when I first hit the ball, to be honest, I was so focused in that at bat that I forgot that we were the home team and that was the end of the game. And then as I'm rounding the bases, I see the players coming out of the dugout, and I'm saying, "Whoa! Like we just won the game right here!" And it was just exciting to be able to celebrate with them at that moment.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tim Healy.
Along those lines, did doing this at Yankee Stadium, of all places, the walk-off win, make it more satisfying?
Haciéndolo aquí en Yankee Stadium, eso se sintió más grande para ti, parece eso, acá aquí.
Bueno, es como yo te digo, se siente bien porque, como dijeron en una de las preguntas que vengo de un slump, eso me ayuda a volver a coger la confianza. ¿Tú me entiendes? Yo sé que el proceso ha sido un poquito largo, pero creo que eso me ayuda bastante a volver a coger mi ritmo.
Yeah, it was important for me. It's like the question that Steve asked about my slump. Having a day like today, it's able to build my confidence, and I, even though the process has been long, I'm continuing to work, and to have a moment like this, this is one of the moments that you can build on.
Thank you.
Amed, thank you very much for your time. First question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey Dom, did today in general, both games, both come from behind wins? Did it feel like the second half of last season a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of, the fight we've been having all year, and obviously we haven't came on top of or came out on the right side of the ball most of the times this year when we've been in tough spots and been playing from behind. So to come from behind and have these 2 victories, I think is really going to spark something good for us.
Ahmed said he didn't remember that you guys were the home team, and the
Yeah.
game was over until he saw you guys, pouring out of the dugout. Did you remember that was a walk-off win, and just how unique, how strange was it to be celebrating a walk-off win on the road?
Yeah, I was obviously playing, so I was locked into the game. So I knew that inning coming in. I was talking all around the dugout, just walk them off, and it's our last inning, last chances. So let's grind them out. Let's grind those bats out. So I was a little bit aware, but I mean, plenty people in our dugout knew. A couple guys didn't. I think Chapman didn't even know really. I think he was asking for another ball after the pitch. So it goes to just show how weird this season has been. And yeah, I mean, this is I guess what we have to do.
You guys are clearly and have been for a while a really tight-knit group. That being said, do you think the events of the last couple of days and what you guys did yesterday, coming together the way that you did, do you think that had any carryover to today? Did today feel any different as a group?
Yes, it did. We all were extremely happy to just be back on the field and be back playing baseball. And I mean, you could just see, how some guys feel, extremely emotional about what happened, and for me, and for my community and stuff like that. So you could definitely, feel the closer knit, over the last, 24 hours. And I think really, yesterday was obviously bigger than baseball, but it's going to bring this team together.
Next question comes from Tim Healy.
Amid all of that and this emotional week, what was it like for you to homer in that spot in the first game and put the team ahead right after Pete did what he did?
Yeah, I just wanted to put a good at bat together, and I was extremely happy for Pete right there to tie up the game. I mean, we were playing from behind pretty much all game, and to come up in that spot facing a really good pitcher. I mean, I think Chad Green hasn't, or maybe allowed 1 home run before today or something like that. So, to be facing a tough pitcher like that in a tough spot late in the game, I was just super pumped up for him, and I just wanted to grind out that bat because that's what he did. I think he had 2 strikes on him and took a couple really good breaking balls to, push the count to 3-2. So just the fact that, he grinded and got to that point and put a great swing on it, I just wanted to kind of do the same. And I just got a good pitch that I could hit and put a good swing on it.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Dave Lennon.
Given the excitement of that moment and what would happen with that win, how did you guys possibly remember not to mob him at the plate? You guys all stayed around him and were dancing around.
Yeah, we've been getting hounded from the league from for breaking a lot of protocols and rules on the field, not off the field, but on the field. We're a very passionate, close-knit group, like we talk about all the time, and we're just super happy for each other. So when we have those big spots and big moments, it's hard to really, hold our emotions back and, not show our brothers, we love each other and we care and we're happy for each other. So that's where the celebrations come in. And MLB, like I said, has been trying to crack down on that. And so we're very aware of that. And obviously we want to continue to play baseball and finish the season. So we have to follow these guidelines and protocols. So that's kind of why we didn't mob them.
Thanks, Tom.
Cool.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, Dom. Pete carried you guys a lot of last year, and Rosario this year has struggled at the plate. So how big do you think those 2 home runs were, not only for them, but, to kind of get you guys going as a team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I try to remind those guys. I mean, they carried us in big moments, big spots all year long. And, it's just baseball right now. And that's why we have a team, a 25-man roster. Well, right now, what is it, 26 or 29? I'm sorry, 29. Yeah. So we have a 29-man roster, and that's why we're all here, because we're here to pick each other up. And like I said, I mean, he picked us up in a lot of big moments last year. So it just feels good to be able to have his back in certain situations. So I just want to remind him to, keep working hard, and that's why we're here.
Next question comes from Jake Sinan.
Hey, you mentioned just being so locked into the game and everything, but I am curious, as you're rounding the bases after hitting that home run, did you think at all about the emotions the last few days? Did you tap into that at all? What was sort of going through your head?
Yeah, I kind of try to channel that out. When I'm on the field, I try to just focus on winning ball games and helping my team win. So, like I said before, baseball is my safe haven. This is where I get away from all the stresses in my life. So when I'm on the field, I'm just so locked in and trying to compete out there that I kind of don't think too much into it. Obviously, after the moment happens, you kind of decompress in the dugout and you really start to think about it. But in the moment, no, rounding the bases, no, I didn't think about it too much. I was just happy to, put my team in the lead in the late situation like that.
Thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you, guys.
David Peterson will be next.
Hey, David, after, a couple weeks off like that, what was the challenge, I guess, tonight? How'd you feel out there in general? Did you feel as strong, or did you tire a little earlier than normal based on the layoff?
Yeah, it was good to get back out there and pitch and be able to try and contribute and be with my teammates back on the field. It's never fun sitting on the sidelines or in the dugout, and so yeah, like I said, it was good to get back out there and compete again.
You really rolled through those first 2 innings. In the third, what changed for you?
I mean, I think it's just there was a lot that went on there. There was some stuff that kind of could have gone either way, but the biggest thing that hurt me was some walks that are completely unacceptable, and I hold myself accountable for those, and that's something that we need to clean up going into the next one. But it was good to have a good 4th inning after that, and like I said, it felt good to get back on the field and compete with my teammates again.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, David, obviously you have a repertoire that lends itself to ground balls. When you get in a spot like that in the 3rd inning, are you just immediately thinking, I've got to get this guy to hit it on the ground?
Well, yeah, obviously as a guy that's labeled as a ground ball pitcher, I mean, I have to pitch to my strengths. One of my strengths is getting ground balls. And there was times in that inning where that's all I was trying to do was get a ground ball. And I mean, like I said, walks didn't help. It kind of raised my pitch count, and yeah, that goes into, it factors into my decisions in that inning. And obviously, getting a double play at the end of it was good, but would have been a lot better to get it sooner.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Ed Coleman.
Hey, David, you mentioned the walks, and when you've had them in past starts or this start, they seem to come in bunches, sometimes within an inning. Is there anything you can put your finger on, that would lead to that?
Not necessarily. I think being able to slow it down myself is probably something. When you get traffic on the bases and start to maybe give up some hits or whatever it is, it can speed up on you, and that's something that I could have done a better job of, is slowing it down. And yeah, so
Thanks.
David, thank you very much for your time this evening.
thanks, guys.
This concludes tonight's